Hello everybody, MrLEDiecast, and we're going to make a video about swapping tires. Probably the most requested video that I get. And we already made a video, but this one I'm going to update, and then what I'll do is just remove the old one because I've changed the way that I do this. So we're going to be taking a Chevy Bel Air gasser here. You'll see a lot of this little guy in a second. And we're going to swap him with this, what is this? T-Bird Stalker. It's got some nice little white rimmed wheels. I figured we could see those well. And we're just going to do a simple wheel swap. So we're going to be jumping all around the workshop here. My drills are around the back there. And this is my work area, so we'll be back over here in a minute, but let's get started. Okay, we're over here getting ready to drill these. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out that little rivet head, or the button part of the rivet head. There's two of them on most cars. This one's got one kind of hidden over there. This guy's also got two that we're going to need to take out. This one we don't need to be particularly careful with if we plan on just not using the tops, but just to get the wheels. This one we need to be a little bit more careful with. So to do this, we need a couple supplies, and if I was with it, I already gave you the list at the beginning of the video. But we are going to need a 9/64 split point drill bit. We need a 1/16 drill bits. And if you're going to buy those in bulk, which would be a good idea if you're going to do a lot of this because you're going to chew them up pretty well, I would get something that's at least titanium coated. The real cheap ones won't work very well because we're going to be going through metal on this. We need a 256 tap. You'll see that in a second. And we're going to need 256 1/8 screws. And those can really be any type that are that size. Some people like the button head. I usually use the flat head. And if you really want to be fancy, you can get the hex bolt head on those so it will look like a rivet. I'm going to first get my drill down here. And here we go. I gotta get my, I'm not used to filming this, so excuse the drill cord if it gets in the way. So there is our little drill bit. We're ready to go. Except my cord's gonna get in the way. Here we go. So be careful when you do this. A good idea is to make a little mold, like a little mold out of either styrofoam or wood to hold your car with. So what we're going to do is just drill straight down. And I probably need to go a little bit farther there, but let's see if I can get a shot of that for you. There you go. And you'll see how it's drilling down into that rivet. Now those rivets are tough, so just a little bit at a time. Hope the light catches that. It's pretty deep because we're going to drill away about the top part of that. And we're going to do the other side. And you can, I'll see if I can get a good angle, but you can see it's drilled down into that rivet. Now, we're going to do the same thing over on this car if you want to keep this car. Now, I'm not going to keep the top hat. I just want the wheels off of this, so I'm not going to worry about this car too much. But you would do the same thing if you want to keep the top part. Maybe you're swapping wheels from one car to another. We're going to put away our 1/16 drill bit. And we're going to bring out the bigger drill bit. Now I've got this set up on two different drills, which if you're going to do this a lot, I would suggest. And this is going to be our 9/64 drill bit. And all we're going to do is drill out the top of that rivet. And you can see that's kind of what you're going to end up with there. Is you want to take off that mushroomed part. And you don't need to go any deeper than that. There we go. And we'll do the other side. When that plastic lifts off, I probably went down just a wee bit too much, but that's all right. All right, so now this one will lift off. We're gonna take out all his insides. There you go. That's what a Hot Wheels looks like inside. We're going to put those guys aside for a second. Now remember, this one I don't need those smaller drill holes because all I'm going to do is just take the wheels off. So this one. Alright. And this one should lift apart just as easily as the others. There you go. Now, our next problem. We got to get our donor wheels out of here. Now, most Hot Wheels will have like a little clip system. Some of them have some different setups. This one's pretty normal. It's got this little 3 clip thing. These are metal, and most of the time these bases will be metal. Now, if they're plastic, you can just trim these out. But usually with Real Rider wheels, you're going to get the metal base. So, what we're going to do next is we're going to head back over to the other table, and I'm going to take those out. Be right back. Okay, I'm back over here where I can get a hold of some tools I need for this. We've got 2 bases now. Remember, this is the donor. We just want those wheels. So our goal here is to take the wheels off the base without damaging the axles. And we're going to take these wheels out, and we're going to put those other wheels in. So, sounds simple enough. Okay, for this next one I'm going to be using a Dremel, and as you can see here, I'm using a grinding drill bit. We'll try to get a better view of that. This one is a rounded drill bit. It won't work quite as well as the barrel-shaped ones, but my barrel-shaped drill bits are dead right now. So we're going to use this one, and all we're going to do is place this over here, and this will be noisy, but we're going to take out those little pins. They will if I can get, there we go. There is one set of wheels. Just pop those right out. They should come out. There we go. Okay, sorry for the break. My camera ran out of memory. So we've got our 2 rubber tires here. These 2 we can just get rid of. They'll go into the pile of unused tires over here. And now we're ready to put these together. Next we'll put our canopy back on. You can see what those wheels are going to start to look like now. Snap all that together. Those look pretty sweet there, I think. Now all I need to do is put everything back together. Alright, we're back. I did clean off my workspace because we don't want a bunch of metal shavings stuck on our beautiful nice new tires here. So the next thing we're going to do is get our drill, our tap, basically, not a drill, our tap. And this is a 256th tap. You can get these on eBay. I'll put the link below. Mine has a handle on it, but that doesn't really matter. And all I'm going to do is come in here and just, I'm going to try and do this on camera. It's kind of an awkward angle. I just kind of get those marks in there for the screw, and oh, that should do it. It doesn't take much. Most of the screws are not going to go very far down. Accommodate, and don't pull this straight out if it seems stuck. That's kind of what it's supposed to do. That's those little grooves that it's going to make for your screws. So now we're going to go get our screws. They're itty bitty little screws. I'll get 2 of them out here. There you go. I don't even know if these are big enough to show you. Go very small. I'm using flathead. They sell them in button head and hex bolts and all sorts of other sizes. I'll post the link to those as well. And what these are going to do is they are going to go straight into that hole right there. Sorry about that. try to get that right where you can see it. And if we did this right, they should screw right in. Okay, we're back. If I had filmed that, it wasn't very exciting. You just would have seen my big grubby hands covering up the car the whole time. I'll give you a look at that screw there. Now that has that washer holding it in. You will not need to do that with very many cars. That's just something with this gasser, but I do have those on hand just in case. And you just screw it in. And as long as you have that tap and you are able to adapt that hole we drilled to hold a screw, you'll be in good shape. You can see my car is perfectly good to go. It rolls just fine. And you can tell all your friends that you've got a super. It's a super Hot Wheels that they don't have. So there you go. And it's really that easy. Most cars, well, slightly different as you go along. You'll kind of find certain castings that you really like and will work with a lot, so you'll kind of get used to them. A few other tricks, just since we're already done. If your car has any open space, like in the trunk, put BBs in there. Just good old BBs. Good old BBs. And it'll make your car heavier. Just will seem a little bit more solid. Also, if you have a car where the wheels go up into the car, I don't know if I have an example here of that. So something like that CUDA there, where those back wheels and front wheels lift up into the car, you're most likely going to have to Dremel out a little bit of the metal on the inside of that quarter panel or hind panel there. The Real Riders are just a little bit thicker, and it's a pretty tight space most of the time in that. But yeah, you can get really pretty good results. Now this one has the metal tubing on it. That's something we'll cover in a later video. If you want to fit tires to your customs, and eventually, you know, you can basically just Dremel out whole pieces of your car and use that tubing trick so that you can just take the wheels and fit them into anything. That's what we really want to get to, right? So we will do that in a later video. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope this one worked out. Like I said, we've had a lot to update this. Not much has really changed, but I think I added a few more things for you. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.